Hey guys, this is the day 3 of the 30 days race results video, and I've recorded this video I think 4 times, and each time it's been interrupted or it wouldn't load or something was wrong. So we're gonna try this one more time and hopefully it works this time. Today we're talking about movement, and movement is an integral part of fat loss. So this 30-day race to results is really about kickstarting fat loss. We know that long-term, there's lifestyle changes that go into making this a sustainable lifestyle that you are able to stick with forever. And we know that we've created the 30-day programs like the 90-day roadmap to success and the 3 classes that I teach, which are each 90 days long, because it takes 90 days to create those changes. The 30-day race to results is really the jumpstart. It's the toe in the water for people who need to either get back on track or who are just starting. So it's a little more intense, but at the same time, it's designed to be shorter term. And then you roll into the permanent lifestyle changes, right? So it's a way to get started, especially for people who are like, I don't know where to start, or people who do know where to start, like me, but have gotten off track because of the holidays or stress or changes in life, job changes, moves. You know, there's so many things that disrupt our day-to-day activity that can put a damper on the good habits that we have. You know, it becomes harder to work out when you have company in town or you're traveling, all of those things. So this 30 days is about eliminating excuses and doing some hard work to kickstart that off to get to the body that you want to have, the life that you want to have, the longevity that you want to have. And in our Bedrock group, in our Bedrock private client group, there's a series that we're going to kick off soon, I don't know when, on longevity, on living your best and longest life, kind of an anti-aging series on what do you do to lengthen your life, improve it so that you're aging backwards. When I first started paleo 10 years ago, people would always tell me that I'd aged backwards, that as I lost weight, I looked younger and I looked like I did in high school or in college or whatnot. And people always mistook my age. And I think that should be the goal, right? The goal should be that as we get older, we don't look our age, we don't act our age, because there's no such thing as our age being the defining quantifier of how we look or how we act or how we feel or how achy we are. It's not normal to get achier as we get older, which is something I say all the time. Just because you get older doesn't mean you get worse or you break. You can have a very long, very fulfilling, very active, very physically healthy, vibrant life, and there's not a number on that. And so movement, and the reason I bring that up now is because movement is a big part of that. Some of the things that people don't realize exercise plays a role in includes protecting us from bone loss or osteoporosis. Exercise is a huge player in bone density, in longevity, in the length of our life, in reducing inflammation when done correctly. We're going to talk about that in a second. And so, you know, it's not just always about losing weight, although in this case, what we are going to be talking about specifically is building muscle. And I want to dispel 2 myths before we get started on this. One is building muscle does not mean that you bulk up. Number 2 is building muscle does not mean that you have to pay for an expensive gym membership or hire a personal trainer or lift heavy weights if that's not what you want to do. However, lifting heavy weights also does not mean that you bulk up. It means you lean down. So you can incorporate weight training or resistance training into your daily life, and you'll never bulk up unless, of course, you're taking steroids in order to bulk up. When you lift heavy things, you make your body stronger. You tear muscle fibers, which in turn allows more muscle fiber to grow, and you build muscle. When you build muscle, you become leaner. You shrink in size. So I don't know if I said this in the last video when we were talking about your measurements and stuff, but we're not a slave to the scale, right? The scale weight doesn't mean anything about anything. The scale weight tells us an overall picture. However, it's much more detailed than that, and we don't take that into account. So pound for pound, a pound is a pound. A pound of fat does not weigh more than a pound of lean muscle, but it's a volume measurement. A pound of fat is much bigger in size and takes up more volume than a pound of lean muscle. So as you burn fat and build muscle, the number on the scale may not change. It may even go up. You may gain weight when you shrink your body because you lack muscle and you need it. So when you diet and you lose weight, you are losing muscle, you are losing water, and lastly, you lose fat, which is why when you stop dieting and you stop caloric restriction and you stop those yo-yo diets, or you stop Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or any of those other horrible things, counting calories and starving yourself, you gain more weight. Why? Because you have less lean muscle, and lean muscle is what dominates and determines what your metabolic rate is. So what's your metabolic rate? Your metabolic rate is how many calories you burn when you're sedentary just because you exist. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, the more energy you expel, because it takes more energy to continue to maintain that muscle. So you want muscle. Muscle's your friend. It does not mean you get big and you're going to throw the scale away, because the scale doesn't tell you jack shit. It has nothing to do with how healthy you are or with your body composition. That's why we take measurements, because the measurements are going to tell you, as your body changes, how much fat you are losing and muscle you're gaining. Okay? We want you to be lean, muscle driven. That's going to raise your metabolic rate, burn more fat faster, and keep you healthier, younger, more active, feeling better. Okay? So talking a little bit about strength training, because I know that that seems daunting and overwhelming to a lot of people. Strength training can take on lots of forms. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is the best thing you can do if you are just getting started and you do not work out at all and there's no movement in your life and you're a couch potato, is walk. Walk for at least 20 minutes, at least twice a day. Walk around your house, walk around your neighborhood, walk around your office, just walk. Park as far away as you possibly can to places that you're going. Find a nearby park or walk around the sidewalk or your kid's school, whatever it takes. Walk. This is one of the best exercises you can do. I mentioned before that exercise done right can reduce inflammation. One of the biggest mistakes people make is eating less and then over performing in cardiovascular exercise, or just trying to kill it in what we call chronic cardio. So they're on the treadmill forever. They're running up a storm. Distance runners tend to do this a lot. They're on the elliptical or the bicycle and they're just going forever. And this is tough on your joints, but it also raises cortisol levels after so long. So cardiovascular exercise is useful in short spurts. It should be your warm up, your cool down. But the bulk of your exercise needs to be functional, meaning there's a reason for it. You were designed to do it, and we were not designed to do chronic cardio. We were designed to lift, we were designed to squat, we were designed to jump, we were designed to climb, okay? So when you do that, then you have an exercise form that is not only functional, but fun, and you enjoy it, and it helps make your life better because there are things you can use. When we first moved to the ranch, one of my favorite things about moving to the ranch was I used my body so much more. I climbed fences, I picked up animals, I was hauling 50-pound bags of feed and 5-gallon buckets filled with things. And so I was naturally doing more weight training in my life. And if you see the correlation, right, between things you do in the gym, like when I did CrossFit, we did they called them farmers walks. And you carried weights in both hands and you walked the same way I am when I carry my 5-gallon buckets of feed walking to the pasture. So these are functional movements designed with our biology in mind to do the things we should be able to do. If you've ever seen the picture I posted of the little boy as a toddler in a squat, and I talk about how toddlers have the perfect squat form because we were biologically designed for that movement. The reason we don't do it right as adults or correctly or can't hold a squat for 30 minutes anymore is because we've broken our biology. We have become now biologically unmatched. Our lifestyle is such that we sit in cars. We sit, as I sit in the car and record this, we sit in cubicles, we sit behind desks, we sit on our couch, and that is not our natural posture. A long time ago, I did a squat challenge. I should probably do this again because I know I need it. Where you would start with a squat and you would move up as a minute a day as the days went by during the month until you could hold a squat and sit in a squat for 30 minutes. We should all be able to do that. Now, most of us can't. I know I can't anymore. But we should be able to, and our biology can, but the things we've done to our biology is why we can't. So I want to talk a little bit about ways you can begin to strengthen yourself that aren't overwhelming and daunting. Besides fat loss, having more muscle means you'll have less injury. So if you have chronic pain, you have back injuries, you have joint injuries, building the muscle groups around those joints will prevent you not only from re-injuring yourself, but from the pain you have of that injury. My son is recovering from a overuse injury in his shoulder, and it was nice to have his physical therapist tell him the same thing I tell him, is that the only way you fix that is to build the muscles around the joints. You have to lift weights. Also, it will help you age backwards. You'll live a longer life. Longevity is tied to strength. Resistance training helps the heart muscle. It helps bone health. It helps reduce blood pressure, reduce low back pain, improve your sleep, increase bone density, and reverse the symptoms of arthritis, fibromyalgia pain, and other things like that. You want to start with a light set of weights. You can find them anywhere, really. I went to Five Below. I don't know if you guys have that where you are, but they sell weights for $1 a pound at Five Below. So I bought my son 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for his physical therapy. So you can get start with 1 pound and 5 pounds, and men start with 5 pounds and 8 pounds, and then go to 10 pounds or 15 pounds, and then up to 20 and 30 pounds respectively. Repetitions are how many times you do something without a break. Sets are how many groups of repetitions you do. So you do one set of, let's say, 10 reps, rest, another set, okay? So when you're looking at workouts, it's important to know the lingo. Start with something that's short and simple. Start with light weights and more reps, and build up your strength until you can do higher weights at lower reps. Warm up first. Did you want to do some kind of cardio? And that can be walking, it can be stretching, it can be calisthenics. Oh my God, I can't think of the word. Where you jump up and I don't know. Why can't I think of it? Gosh, I had a brain fart today. I got a text message that came through and now I'm totally confused. Okay, so what do? You can do bench presses, you can do chest presses, push-ups. Planks are fantastic for core, for upper body. And you don't need any equipment and you just need a floor. You can do bicep curls and hammer curls, which is where you just turn it this way instead of this way. You can do tricep extensions, dips. I like to do dips on the couch where I'm using my hands and I dip down. That again doesn't require any equipment or money or time out. You can do it while you're watching TV off the edge of the couch. For your back, rows, back extensions, lat pull downs. You can go to a gym. You can use a personal trainer if you want. You can also get workouts online. I use so many different apps to find this stuff. There's Gorilla, it's Gorilla Exercise, Gorilla Wad Finder, something like that. I'll look them up. But we have them in the, we have some links to that stuff in the 90-day roadmap to success documents, the one on workouts. So make sure you have that. Crunches, pelvic tilts, squats, lunges. I love things that don't require any work. Squat, lunge, walk, burpees, planks, push-ups. You can use your body weight and your environment and create a really simple strength workout. And you can modify those activities. You can do chair sits or wall sits until you can do a squat. You can lengthen and deepen the lunge as you get stronger. You can start with planks and push-ups on your knees and then move to your feet. You can even modify those further by doing them against a wall standing up instead of on the ground if you have a bad back or have limited mobility. I mean, there are so many options. If you need help finding them, reach out to us and let us know. But the opportunity is really limitless for you in terms of what to do. You can also use resistance bands, or you can use no weight and just do the motion. I'm going to post a short, easy workout in the text. And just know that you can start with no weights. You can start with light weights. You can rest when you need to. Modify these things for the level of fitness you have now with the goal of improving. That's all it's about, okay? So the next video is going to be on sleep. And then I think the video after that I'm going to do on food labels, because it came up today that people really have a hard time reading food labels, and food labels can be very misleading. So I think we're going to cover that. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon.